happening here in Hampton Roads. We toss it now to Craig for the latest.
Yeah, good afternoon. To maybe settle in with some of those Girl Scout cookies and just watch the storminess. You don't want to be out in it. We've got a lot to cover, and I want to get right to it. Moderate to heavy rain coming, especially later as we get into the evening hours. There is some potential, 1 to 3 inches of rain, and flooding is possible. I want to let you know we do have a flood watch for Southeast Virginia. You can see the eastern shore and areas in North Carolina west of I-95. In addition to that, the winds are going to be a big story. We've got gusty winds building through the afternoon, gusts to 60 miles per hour at the coast. That's prompted the National Weather Service to issue high wind warnings. Again, eastern shore, northern neck, middle peninsula, parts of the peninsula, Poquoson, Hampton, you're under this high wind warning. You come south side, Portsmouth, Norfolk, Chesapeake, and Virginia Beach, and then coastal sections of North Carolina and all around the Albemarle Sound. Areas out to the west of that under a wind advisory. Those areas under high wind warning could potentially see some gusts up around 60 miles per hour. In the wind advisory, more like 50 to maybe 52, 53 miles per hour with those maximum gusts. Bottom line, really windy, and with the winds pushing those waters in the sounds and around Back Bay, we could see some coastal flooding. I want to show you the areas under coastal flood warning. This does include Virginia Beach, with Back Bay potentially seeing water levels rising with those south winds. Also the Currituck Sound and the northern half of the Albemarle Sound with the winds pushing up. We're going to watch water levels come up around Elizabeth City and Edenton. So we'll be watching those areas very, very carefully. Let's get back into it and talk some more about the storm impacts here. I mentioned we have the damaging winds. We've got the potential for the flooding, some flash flooding. In general, some areas are not going to get as much. There could be 1 to say 1.5 inches, something like that. But there's that potential with a line of heavier storms coming through, that rain heavy enough to produce runoff issues. And certainly that is something we'll be watching for very, very carefully throughout the afternoon and really into the evening. There's going to be a period of time, most likely between, say, 7 and 9:30 or 10 o'clock, where we're going to get hit with very, very heavy rain. That's when the greatest threat for flash flooding will be. We also have a threat of severe storms, and we're going to talk more about that. For Hampton Roads, it's a level 2 out of 5 different levels. That's a slight risk. Down to the south, around the Albemarle Sound, south of that, there's actually a level 3 threat. And again, there could be some power outages with the wind and all of the damp conditions out there with the ground. This morning, the rain picked up. We saw that developing earlier. Winds increased as well. Through the afternoon, look for those winds to really start to crank up, especially through the mid to late afternoon. Isolated to scattered showers. It won't be as widespread. There will be some breaks, but then look for more heavy rain and wind tonight. Strong storms a possibility. That'll be 6 to 10, and then 10 to midnight. The rain exits. It's still going to be quite windy overnight. Take a look at our Futurecast and the wind gusts. Again, by 3 o'clock, we could see some winds starting to kick up in that 40 to 50 mile per hour range. Wouldn't surprise me to see a few gusts even higher than that. You know, now that we're in storm mode, we've got crews out blanketing, ready to cover any potential storm damage, and certainly bring you the conditions from all around the area. Cannot encourage you enough to tune in this afternoon and this evening for full coverage right here on 13 News Now, and take our mobile app for updates as well. Into the evening, you see the Futurecast with those winds still cranking up. Eventually, as we go past midnight, the winds shift to the southwest, and we will see those winds decreasing. Severe weather threat across the south side. I mentioned that level 2 threat, southern parts of Virginia Beach, most of Chesapeake and Suffolk, southern Isle of Wight and Southampton, down through North Carolina. For the northern areas, we have that just level 1 or marginal threat. Again, a line of severe weather all the way down to the Gulf Coast. This front's coming through, and that means the wet weather will get here as well. Scattered showers are isolated to scattered for a while this afternoon, but I just wanted to show you there's that line coming through. The potential for severe weather, you can see that's at 10 o'clock. We'll be watching this line carefully. Any signs of rotation or severe weather, we'll let you know. Here's the full 7-day forecast. Again, we are in storm mode, and we will be until the threats are gone. Temperatures cooler tomorrow and Thursday. Another round of wet weather coming up Friday night into Saturday morning.